missed everybody. Hey, can you hear me okay? Can you give me indication in the chat that you can hear me, please? I have my YouTube muted, so let me know if you can hear me. Hello. Good evening. It's coffee time. Good evening. How are you guys? It is coffee time. That's right. How are you? A little low. Hold on. This thing is pretty nifty. Okay, let me raise my laptop up. I'm in my office, so that one's the chair. Hold on, guys. Audio now, is that all right? All right. All right, are any of my mods in here tonight? Or am I on my own? Let's see here. Oh, I have a puppy at my office door one in. Oh, puppy. Mom is coming. Come on. Daddy. I can't go in my office without you. Come here. Yeah, it's a good boy. All right, sorry about that. I don't have my camera up with this, but it's okay. Oh yes, Avery had some really good stuff up. I have a video just like hers. I mean, just not just like hers, but you know, a reaction video as well. So I've got that. All right, yep, here we go. I don't have any mods in here, but that's okay. I got this. I think I'm going to, here we go. All right. So, welcome. Hi, Jelly Bean. Hi, Lady Bean. Say hi to everybody here. Coffee time. Yes, how do you guys like my new name? I had been saying that as soon as I found a name that was short and sweet that I liked, I would make the change. Because I'm telling you, I got really tired of having a really long name. All right, so I'm loving this new software that I'm using. It is different from StreamYard, but I really, really like it. You're still gonna say coffee time. So can you read that on the screen okay? Get a little smaller. Wondering if it is the, yep, you can read it, okay. Maybe I made it too small. I like that I can move things around, kind of edit as I go. There we go, made it nice and big again. Okay, so tonight I'm gonna be going over Debbie Collier and little baby Quinton. Have a lot going on both cases. I'm just gonna hop right in. I don't really care how many people are in here because you can just come back and watch again. I have a lot to go over. You're more than welcome to just catch the replay later. Um, I'm not about numbers here at all. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, all of these are pictures I can enlarge for you guys. I'm going to start on the bottom. I don't know if you've heard about the little media tour that Leilani and her, I'm going to start with the Quinton case, okay? So Leilani and BJ. Hey, Avery, how are you? You making it through the storm okay out there? I'm glad you still have power. Yes. Yeah, they were saying you've got good work. I have not seen your video yet, but I will. Please make sure that y'all hit the like button for me. Please, please, please. And share this. Do whatever you can to help me. I'd appreciate it. Because I've got some really good stuff to go over. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the because I've got all my stuff in that order in the program. So I'm just gonna start with the baby Quinton case. Um so as you know, got a puppy in my lap here. As you know, in my very squeaky chair. So sorry, guys. I need a new chair. So, Lilani, and it started with the grandmother doing a little tour around social media and started on one of the channels. I'm trying to enlarge one of these pictures here. She started showing her phone that she was texting with, I don't even have my camera hooked up, Avery. I will. Oh, Lady V, that was you, sorry. I have a Min Pin and a Dachshund. They're both black and tan. So they're really cute. But I will. I need to just put pictures up, don't I? So as you see on the screen, she started showing her phone that she was texting with the grandmother. Oh, you did? Oh, you have Min Pins. Are you serious, Avery? Oh, that's so cool. I did not know that about you. I have one, and he is very, very spoiled. Little side story. His name is Tiny, and my little girl said that the reason when she was 6 years old, almost six, she said, "I know why Tiny has never gotten any bigger, why he's always stayed so little." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, because you named him Tiny." It was so funny. Never forget that. Yeah, seems so little. But, okay, so she's been going around and showing her phone and showing text messages from BJ, from Billy Joe, and telling what she kind of answering on her behalf on some questions. I took some notes of some of the things that she's been saying on these texts. Can somebody take a look at that? I'm gonna make it big here. Let me make this out of the way. Order, move to down. Move it down again. Okay, are you able to read the text message that is on the screen or not? Oh, I'm so sorry, Avery. My goodness. Hi, Adria. How are you? Jeez. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to read them. But that's the gist of it was that she went around and on the bottom of the screen there was a whole bunch of them that she was showing. And it was, her proof that she was legitimately speaking with the grandmother, and people got to ask questions. And it was a lot of information. So most of you already know about this part of it. The grandmother had said, there was evictions that were filed, but she said there was no plan to actually evict. But what was weird was she said she was going to keep the kids. I thought that was kind of weird. Okay, tried reading that message, could not enhance it. Yeah, it's okay because they're just screenshots and I didn't really try to get great screenshots because I wasn't going to use them for anything. It was just like example. So as you know, the Billy Joe has had guardianship or kinship placement. Can't quite figure that out. Avery sent me some really great documentation on that. I'm still not sure enough to say whether or not Billy Joe had actual guardianship. Kind of don't think so. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to speak with her, but it doesn't appear that she had actual guardianship. It looks like she had CPS placement because there was an active CPS case involved. And I thought it was really, really strange that she said she was unaware of any CPS involvement at the time that she took on the children. However, there's clearly documentation that she signed indicating CPS involvement. So I thought that was kind of strange. Let's see. There were some questions that I had wanted to ask her that I didn't. Okay, let's see. I'm going through my little sheets real quick just to see if there's anything on these. Okay. On my last live, I had explained how guardianships actually work, what they mean. You know, they do mean that you have full legal rights and responsibilities to the child. It is completely different from a CPS placement. A kinship placement was what I believe that Billy Joe had. Guardianships are completely different. Like in a kinship placement, if the child needs braces, for example, you have to get clearance for that through CPS. Exactly, Adrian. That's what I was thinking. Um, and I don't believe, because I know that when I was in there trying to ask my questions, it was kind of very wishy-washy on that. And I was trying really hard to be very polite about the way I was asking it, but I did not get a straight answer. I thought that was very strange that I wasn't getting a straight answer. They weren't willing to tell me that there was actual guardianship paperwork. And when I asked, did you get the guardianship paperwork on your own or did you have an attorney? She didn't answer that question. She said she answered a different question. She said that the grandmother had decided to get the guardianship on her own, that it wasn't court ordered. And I'm like, that's not what I asked, but okay. So say Adria says guardianship had not been attained yet. Okay, make sure y'all hit that like button for me because it'll maybe boost me up or more people will see. I didn't do any kind of like advanced thing on this live, and I'm using a different software program other than StreamYard. So I didn't like schedule it in advance, so nobody has any clue. They didn't get any kind of notifications. Uh-huh, I noticed that. But Adria, I actually did a screen recording, so I have all of the comments because I wanted to see the questions and the answers. I wanted to see which ones got picked to be answered and which ones did not. And I noticed a few things. But anyway, okay, so when you do a guardianship and you have CPS involved, it can stop a CPS investigation. But she said there was no CPS investigation. However, the documentation that Avery sent me, and I think she has a video up as well. Is she still here? I know she was having some really bad weather, so she may have lost power. Don't know if she's still here or not. Murder Candy, are you still here? Um, she may have a video up about it. I don't know if she's in here or not, but yeah, I would really like some clarification on that. So, because I had no problem showing my guardianship papers on my screen. I just redacted my grandchildren out of them. I had asked when she got it, and they did say that it was this year, but they couldn't tell me what month. And I was like, wait, aren't you talking with her now? Why can't she say what month if you're talking with her? Doesn't she know? I didn't understand why she couldn't say. Okay, so what's the update? YouTube, I can, oh, really? Oh my goodness. Okay. I I don't know if she's like from the States, but I think they live in Canada. Not really sure. Don't know. I know that, I'm not gonna get too much into, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too much into the stuff about the guardianship. I just want to move on to the interviews and stuff. So let's see here. Yeah, they live in Canada. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Oh, Adria. You know that thing that got. Oh, send me a private message. You know the thing that got shared with the let's say red arrow. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. Just say I'm just gonna say red arrow. That yeah. That's funny. Okay, all right. So on your screen is a whole bunch of baby Quinton. Uh-huh, yeah, that I'm raising my hand over here, let's put it that way. Okay. Okay, so you see baby Quinton. Um, all right, baby Quinton, see the mother, see the grandfather, and I see the babysitter. Don't like that we haven't heard from the babysitter very much. I would absolutely love to speak with Diane because can you hear my dog going crazy on the dog bed down here? I'm so sorry. Come on, you guys, get comfortable already. Snuggle up and get comfortable. There you go. You don't have to scratch that much. Just lay down. Um, so, oh wow, he just flipped the dog pillows all the way out of the bed. Like, I don't need you. Get out of the way. That's funny. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna like with this software, I can set up a second camera, and I'm gonna set up like a second camera just for my dogs or for my bird feeders because I've got some really beautiful bird feeders outside my window, and they attract some really gorgeous birds. I've got bluebirds and cardinals and blue jays and really gorgeous birds that come up here all the time. And I've got a hummingbird feeder, so I sit here and I see them all the time come up and eat. So I'd like to have my second camera set up right there where like I'll be doing my live and you can see birds just for fun. Okay, let's see. I think the babysitter said she's laying low because she's been threatened. I really now I heard that she's been taking food and drinks out to the protesters. Is she still doing that? I just think it's weird that there's all these people. Oh, that's so sweet. There's all these people around, and they have no problem protesting day and night at these people's house where they know they're not going to get any answers, but they don't seem to, be that interested in walking right down the street, across the street, and talking to Diane, who has a lot of information. Exactly, Adria. Oh, you know, I want to try this. I know that I can. Bear with me. I'm learning this software, so I'm going to try something. You guys lay down. Lay down, puppies. It's enough pitter patter. Trying to move these pictures around. Okay, now I don't know if this is going to work. I can't read it. Let's see if that's working. Waiting for my screen to update here. Okay. Aha, there it is. Look at that. Chat's on the screen. How cool. I just wanted to test that and see if it actually worked. Been looking for you and this coffee all day. Oh, neat. I can read it very well, too. Oscar. Come here, puppy. My dachshund has a first name. It's Oscar. Yep. Go lay down, puppy. What? What? You gotta go around if you want to get up. You go all the way around. Let me move the picture over a little more. Pretty neat. Takes up a lot of screen though, doesn't it? Um, Thank you, Adria. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just because she's the prime suspect doesn't mean she's the only one. That's for sure. Okay, guys, I am going to play this now. All right. Okay, so Billy Joe has been doing what I'm calling a pseudo media run on YouTube. She's gone on a couple of channels via through a surrogate named Cher. Not going to help any kind of thing going on with that, but don't think it's quite what it appears. But I think that it's quite concerning to me.
Okay.
But I don't know what to think about it. I'm not going to play any of the the Billy Joe stuff. But Leilani apparently sent some messages via her stepbrother through, and again, this is all conveniently hearsay, so it can never be used against them in a court of law. It's a great reason to use a third party. It's a great way to influence a potential jury pool. It's a great way to influence the public. It's a really great way to get your version and your narrative out there in a very controlled manner where nobody can question you. Everything is screened. Everything is highly controlled. Nobody can really ask you anything of importance or challenge you in any way. A true dialogue cannot take place in this type of situation. I wanted to have such a dialogue with the grandmother, but that was denied. And that's fine. That is very telling to me. Very, very, very telling. I don't know if that decision came from the grandmother or the content creator who lied about me. But it doesn't matter. All of it's being watched by law enforcement, I'm sure. And every bit of it is going to be used against them in the end anyway. So if you want to, have to have yourself drawn into court, that's also a very good way to do it too. It's to throw yourself in the mix, be a surrogate, be the third party, because I don't know, just throwing yourself in the middle like that is not really a great idea anyway. But I do find it funny that since this has happened, there were 2 channels that were saying specifically, and I can provide the clips, I got them, that this little tour thing that Billy Joe's been doing was a terrible idea, that they didn't like it, they didn't want any part in it, right? Oh, this is just a terrible idea. They shouldn't be doing this. This is not right. This can interfere with the investigation. They're saying these things. Literally, today, now they want to talk to him. Now they want to interview him. You know why? Numbers. They looked at the number of views that all those videos have been getting. And they're like, oh, crap. Look at all those views I could be getting. So now, just 2 days after saying that they would not do it, now they're more than happy to do it. Do you really think that those of us who pay attention don't see that? Come on. That is what I'm talking about when I say that people don't have Billy Joe's true intentions at heart. Well, the other one has something else completely in mind, but some of these content creators, content regurgitators, really, are just, I don't know what they're thinking, but they are not doing this very responsibly at all. It's so disappointing. Nobody should be participating in this hearsay stuff. You're just going to get yourself dragged into court. And then, especially 2 days later, after saying what I just said, now you want to go ahead and jump in there and do an interview yourself. It's hilarious. The hypocrisy is astounding. So, anyway, Deets on the Street did this video. It's a compilation of the questions from people, I guess from Lilani. So I'll play this.
Hey, real fast, you guys were asking about how Quinton was like, and Leilani wrote something, if y'all would like me to read it.
I'd love that, yeah. Yes.
She said, Quinton loved TV, remotes, phones, tablets. He loved to watch PJ Masks, Paw Patrol, and Dragon Tales. Quinton loved to chase behind his...
All right, I had to move those pictures.
Quinton loved to chase behind his brother, copying everything his brother did. He is a little...
There you go.
A little bright, happy, fun, smart, loving little monkey. He would say thank you to no matter what it was, even if he was the one to do something for someone else. In the morning, if the music was on, he would dance, smiling, spinning in a circle and clapping. Quinton always gave everyone love and hugged your legs. Every time he did something he was proud of, he would come to whoever was close by and ask for boom, which was a little fist bump.
I'm gonna cry.
So cool. I could just picture that too. Is it?
And Leilani, what is one thing, if you could, like, that you would like the public to know? One thing that you would, if there's one thing to get out that would be important to you guys, what would that be? That maybe we don't know.
I think that I've gotten out everything that I can, and it's just on repeat now.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll see if she wants to say anything.
Okay.
The only thing they both said is they want justice no matter the cost.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you guys.
If it's not too much, ask her what she thinks should happen to the persons responsible for whatever happened to Quinton Simon that day.
Good question.
And the same question for yourself. I understand earlier on you said you would march them down to the police station. So I'll step down and let you answer that. That's the famous question all detectives love to hear.
Thank you, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Leilani said that they need to be upheld to the law, and I completely agree. Whoever it is, I'll keep those words nicely and not even say them.
You're doing great.
Yeah, yes, you are.
I wouldn't be able to keep my cool with all that going on. I can tell you that.
All right, let's see here. Excuse the echo because we're also watching on another thing.
That's okay.
Just so everyone knows, the FBI are the ones telling me I don't remember. This never came from me. But if they are somehow correct, I will turn myself in. I will take responsibility without a fight, without running, and without hiding. Again, I don't believe it's true, but if it is, I will turn myself in.
Thank you, Leilani.
Oh. All right, so that was Deets on the Streets video.
All right. Okay,
She has some
so
really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Billy Joe
And then
has been doing what I'm calling a pseudo media run on YouTube. It's gone on a couple of channels via through a surrogate named Cher.
Real quiet, so I can kind of just barely hear it.
Not going to
All right,
help any kind of thing going on with that, but don't think it's quite what it appears. But I think that it's quite concerning to me. But
yeah, it's so strange. Oh, I'm talking twice now. Hold on.
I don't know what to think about it. I'm not going to play any of the Billy Joe stuff. But Leilani apparently sent some messages via her stepbrother through, and again, this is all conveniently hearsay, so it can never be used against them in a court of law. It's a great reason to use a third party. It's a great way to influence a potential jury pool. It's a great way to influence the public. It's a really great way to get your version and your narrative out there in a very controlled manner where nobody can
Okay, any audio now? Audio. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Okay. Thank you, Delta's girl. Thank you. This software is totally new for me, so I'm loving it though. It's a lot of fun. If you do, you can even use this for videos. I don't have to do this with live. It has a record option. So you guys have to get this. It is called Prism Live Studio. You don't have to use it for live. You can use it for videos. You can record. But it's got some really cool features in it. Like the chat that's from YouTube, it's popped up on my screen. So I don't even have to have YouTube up. It's just popped up over here and I can type. So cool. So freaking cool. And let me show you something else that's really neat. So let's say we're going along and we're watching a video or we're just talking, right? Oh, Delta's girl, you just got here, correct? You did not get to see my new intro, did you? I'm going to play just a little bit of my intro for Delta's girl, if that's okay with you guys, okay? I won't play much of it, but I just want to show it to her because I just made this today. Is the music not playing? Really? No music. That's lovely. Hold on. There we go. All right. Peace. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I appreciate it. All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Avery, dance. A great cheer dancing song. Maybe I can find my rap I wrote for Ricky's girl on there.
I'm a loon. I don't think it matches. You did that video calling everybody loon for disagreeing with them. Something wrong. Yeah, the beat is not. There's my that was my intro. Alright. Sorry, I gotta turn that one off. Now my audio should be good. Well, thank you, Adria. I don't half-ass anything. Where did Delta's girl go? Most of the bigger channels don't even have this. Some of them do, some of them do. It's hard to hear you over the music. Well, yeah, because I didn't really want to talk over the music, and I can control the volume as well. Like, the microphone is so sensitive. Okay. Okay, it's this one. It's desktop. Pop that out. There we go. Thank you. Oh yeah, Lady V, you will have fun with this. The only thing that I'm struggling with on it is the freaking audio. Because you'll see that it has the audio mixer, and then it has desktop audio, and then it has mic / aux or auxiliary. And like right now, it should be offering me 3 of these down here because I have a video up, but it's not. Oh, that's because I have. Okay, now. Aha. See, I can control the volume of the music. So you can turn it down real low. See, now it's just kind of background music, right? You can hear me okay? Can you hear the music, but me pretty much over the music pretty well, correct? Or it goes really loud, dude, really loud.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my screen. See, the chat shows that it's working on the screen, which I think is so cool. So I'm going to perfect this. I want to get the chat on the screen working the right way, how I really, really like it. I can make that appear on each screen. You can put it wherever you want. I want to make it a little smaller. That. It's just so easy. So easy to control. Oh yeah, no need for multiple devices. Yeah, see, I have 3 computers, 3 laptops, 2 tablets, and my phone. I have enough devices. But when I'm streaming, I usually use just 2 laptops and my phone. That's plenty. Because I like to have one laptop open with my YouTube on mute so I can just see the screen, see how everybody's seeing it. But also get Prism on your phone. Because check this out, Adrian. If you get the Prism Live Studio on your phone, you can use your cell phone as, oh yeah, total tech junkie. You can use your phone as another camera. So you can have 2 cameras hooked up when you're live. So I'm going to put my phone like facing out the window to my bird feeders. Or I could put it facing on my cute little doggies while they're sleeping. Or I could, put it on one of my other, monitors. Something like that. But that's what this software is good for. All right. I'm going to keep going with my presentation stuff here now. I think we have wasted enough time on everything.
Well, the search for a missing little boy continues. Tomorrow will mark 3 weeks since 20-month-old Quinton Simon was last seen.
Now, right now, law enforcement officers are searching a local landfill for any signs of Quinton. Today marks 1 week since that search actually began there. Our Shay Shader joins us now live from the Landfill Command Center. Shay, crews out there are just wrapping up for the day, right?
That's right, around 4:30, so just around half an hour ago, I did see 2 vans of crews pull up. They got out of the vans, headed into the command center, and then most of them went to their personal cars and headed on home. I did ask them whether they were actually out there on the ground digging through piles of garbage, but they said they couldn't tell me that information. We do know, however, that the Chatham County Police Department and the FBI have been in this landfill since October 18th, searching for any sign of Quinton Simon. On the day that they did first start searching the landfill, Chatham County Police said that they believe that it was in the dumpster and then unknowingly taken to the landfill. The police were expecting this search to be a grueling, very involved process that would be physically tolling for everyone involved. Crews have been working weekdays from sunrise to around 5 p.m., searching one specific area of the landfill, pile by pile. A week has gone by since they first started, and police still haven't announced that they found Quinton's body. But the lack of an update isn't surprising. Here's what they had to say about how long they expect things to take when they first started searching a week ago.
Searchers will move through the debris placed on the search deck looking for evidence. Once that debris is cleared, it will be placed on the search deck and then removed and then replaced with another section of material. This will not be quick, it will not be easy, and the outcome is uncertain.
It's kind of up to what happens, but as Agent Clark said, this is not going to be quick. This is not going to happen within a day or so. We are here for the long haul until we determine that we don't need to be here anymore.
I've previously asked police at what time they did stop trash from being dumped at the spot that they're searching, and they told me that they couldn't expand on anything they've previously said. We do know, however, that as of October 18th, trash coming to that area was halted. That date almost 2 weeks after Quinton was first reported missing. I did reach out to CCPD today to see if they have any updates in the search for Quinton, and they told me that they had nothing to share. I also asked if we should expect an update tomorrow, which marks 3 weeks since Quinton was first reported missing, and they told me that there's nothing scheduled at this time. We will, of course, keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
Have mine muted. Well, no, I have the video paused. Can you hear me talking though? Yeah, I just have it paused. I just put that text on the screen. Leilani, where's Quinton? And I put the that's what's cool about the software too, Lady D, that you can put different things on the screen. Like that. I know. Like, where is he? It's so scary. Like, what if the landfill is a ruse? What if it's a red herring? What if he's really not there? I mean, there is a chance that he's not there. You know, it's not, who's to say that he's even there? It's a very scary thought, but there is a chance that he's not even there. And you know what else is cool about this? What else is really cool about this software too? After I'm done with my live, all of my little screens that I've done, they're all saved for me. So I can go back and make a shorter video with just all my frames. Isn't that freaking cool? So I can go back and make a shorter video that's like not as long as my live. I can make a shorter version, just a recorded video. But I mean, I could do a recorded video anyway, but I like to talk to people. You know, I like to just chat about what's going on. All right, so we have this coming up now. This is the interview of Leilani and her mom. So I'm going to mute myself and play the audio. So this is desktop audio here. All right. Well, this is the interview WTOC did with Leilani and Billy Joe.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quinton Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe Quinton is dead and are actively searching a local landfill for his remains. Police say Leilani is the only suspect in his disappearance as well as his death. And tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quinton missing to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quinton. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quinton's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quinton disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up, that I am at fault.
Since what? Since this. I've been here every day since this. Huh. Since this. That was pretty distancing language there, wasn't it? Did anybody else catch that?
I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quinton and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. If that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they...
I just don't understand that. There was a text, right? That was leaked by the babysitter, Diane, where Billy Joe said, I'll put it on the screen after this, that said her daughter did it, and she didn't remember doing it, right? That's where they got that. And how can they turn to the news for information on what's happening with Quinton's disappearance when there's been nothing on the news? Nobody knows where he's at. That's kind of deflective in my opinion. Come on, Leilani, tell us where he is. I mean, I'm not even sure he's at the landfill. It's just so sad looking at that memorial right there. Man, okay.
They feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they are hoping that, you know, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe.
Boy, I would love to see the rest of that. I would love to see the whole footage of that interview because it kind of cut off right there. Wish we could see more of that.
Believe that Quinton was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she is the only suspect in her son's disappearance. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
All right. So not going to go to the rest, of their segment there, but that was their interview. So that's all I needed to show. That's pretty sad. Quinton was so gorgeous. And watching Leilani speak and seeing his face and his mouth, it's incredible, isn't it? How much he looked just like his mommy. I can picture him talking and his mouth and everything looked just like her. How could you harm a little person that looked just like you? Was it self-loathing? Did she kill him? Was it an accident? Did they cover something up? I mean, 20 days. Tomorrow's 3 weeks. Hello. I have a video. All right. I'm back. I had to hang on. Not like this. Okay, testing. Testing. I don't like the sound. Testing. Is that better? I think it's this little radio button over here that I just hit. Now I think it's good. Yeah, I think that's the video that I have up now. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what I have up now is my reaction to the protests going on. Avery, are you here with us? I want to definitely check out hers. I know I'm too nice in my videos, but here goes mine.
You know what? I want a background on mine though. Hang on. Nah. It's dark out there. I'll just leave it like this. Hello. I have a video from last night. This was on, for credit purposes, this was on Chronicles of Olivia. I'm just going to go over a couple of things from it to clear up a little bit of information that I see going around about what happened, and a little bit of my commentary on what happened. So at that point, you could hear a lot of the grandmother, Billy Joe, weeping in the backyard. Bring my baby home. Sounded like her voice to me. I've heard that was the same voice that I heard in comparison when she was having her argument with the babysitter, Diane. Sounded like the same person. And they were saying that it was the same person. I'm not sure. The title is this on her video, if you wanted to watch it. Now, they were berating that. This was cut. The whole version's out here. But this was like the first part. But here, people were saying that this is Leilani that had come out here and made some threats. And this is BJ that pulled her back. Billy Joe. I don't know if she goes by BJ. It's what I call her in when I'm typing it out. Anyway, Billy Joe pulled this person back. And I just wanted to show this real quick because they were... It's going around that Billy Joe was pulling back Leilani, who was wanting to go out in the street and fight somebody. There was a lady out here that was taunting her, taunting them all. And this person was going to go out this way, but thankfully, I'm very glad that Billy Joe stopped her, because that would have gotten really, really bad, because this woman out here in the street said she was going to beat her ass if she walked down the street. One leg out in the street, just one leg. These people can't even leave their property or they would get beat up. They have to stay on their property. So anyway, what I wanted to point out was this person is obviously, if you just, maybe, put on some glasses. I'm just all about facts here, guys. Did you not watch the interview earlier in the day? Earlier in the day, they had the interview. You can see what she's wearing, right? This is Leilani. Can you not see the shirt? It's the same shirt, same outfit that she was wearing earlier in the day. This is not Leilani. Don't know who it is. Obviously, it's probably a family member pissed off that these people are out here doing this. That's her right to be mad, just like it's people's right to protest, but sometimes lines are crossed, threatening to beat people up. I'm not all about that. It's why I'm not supporting of
this exact methods of protesting any longer. I'm not okay with it. It's gone too far. So anyway, to go back.
If you stopped drinking and doing drugs, your grandson would not be dead right now. Welcome to the
Well, okay, so
Bullhorn Betty shit show, lady.
all right, so I'm gonna skip past this. I want to show you the fuller clip. I do agree with a lot of what Betty has to say. I think delivery is important. She's not wrong in a lot of things that she says, y'all. I think that when you get into a confrontational thing, I just want to point out when things could have been a little different. Let me show you. I think it was right here.
What's his favorite?
Okay, so that was Billie Joe. I'm going to back it up just a little bit more because I think it's really important. I'm a grandmother. I'm listening to this grandmother. And she just said, look, y'all, I need to grieve. Y'all don't understand me. I need to grieve. Okay? If that doesn't pull at your heart, then you need to, I don't know what to do with you. Even if you're standing there in person, and you're pissed off at these people because you think they're a bunch of baby murderers, you're standing there in person and you hear this woman crying and grieving and she's perhaps intoxicated and she's saying that to you, do you think that the proper response is to attack her? No. I think the proper response would have been to show some compassion in that moment. I think somebody could have got to her right there in that moment. And I'm going to back it up just a little bit to show exactly what I mean from what she's saying, because I'm a grandma. Lots of us are grandmas. I'm a grandma with guardianship, just like her. And I wish I could speak to her because I know that I understand what she's been going through. I really do. It's not easy to be a grandmother in her position and have a grown adult child that you do love very much who is an addict. And to have to pick between your adult child and this baby that needs you. I mean, I made the choice. I've said before in my previous video, I made my choice. I chose my grandchildren and I let my adult son and his girlfriend, the addicts, go and do their own thing. That's their choice. They made their bed and they have to lie in it. My focus, my dedication, my loyalty is my grandchildren. I wouldn't be in this situation that she is in. I would not have allowed this. This would not have happened under my watch. However, you can still do a lot to find out what happened. You can do a lot to assist with this family. You don't need to crack them using pressure. You don't have to be cruel. That's like agreeing with police officers who shoot and put their knees on people's necks when they pull you over. That's like supporting that. And I don't support that. I am more in support of the idea of the new thing that's been going around a lot in our country, where when there is obviously a crisis going on, like what you can see in this screen, there's a crisis going on with this family and with this woman. You need somebody to speak to her who can help, who can actually help, not make it worse, not escalate the situation, but who knows how to speak to her in that moment. Because that's what she needed. That's what the case needed. That is what baby Quinton needed. Not more pressure. When you can brag that you break people, but that's, I don't know if that's worthy of being bragged about in some cases. So I'm trying to find when she starts talking, because total props to Olivia on this, on her audio. Equipment is fantastic. People that were there in person were saying that it's very hard to hear. You can see her waving her arms and everything. She wants to be heard. Look at her. She wants to be heard. There is a creator who has been like filtering her through her, like speaking for her. This woman wants to be heard. And it's really sad that she has people that are controlling her, who are speaking on her behalf, who, if you're hearing this, Billy Joe, who don't have your best interests in mind. You might want to look up the Summer Wells case. Somebody does not have your best interests at heart, Billy Joe. You might want to look up the Summer Wells case. You're being used. And I say that with all of my own good intentions. That's the worst tragedy pimping that I can imagine is going on right now to that grandma. Whether or not she was involved, which I just don't feel it. For every time I've heard her speak, I don't feel it. Yeah, she's stupid for protecting Leilani at this point. Totally. Don't agree with that at all. I would have kicked her ass out. Totally. That doesn't take away from the fact that she's grieving. And that is my opinion. I'm going to play a little bit more. Turn up my volume so you can hear. Listen to what this woman says. And you tell me if she didn't deserve somebody to come and offer her some compassion, and tell me if that wouldn't have probably been the best thing to possibly happen in this case since day one. If anybody would have offered this woman the compassion that she needed in that moment, when she's literally got her hands in the air like she's praying to God, give me a voice, bring my baby home. She wants Quinton home. I don't see anything in this person standing before you with her arms outstretched that indicates that she's anything but hiding from her pain in that alcohol. Because if she was anything but, it would have come out from the alcohol. Listen to what she says. And I'm trying to only catch her because I don't want to catch anything else. Please, please, please let us grieve, I beg of you. So she says we did. I didn't quite make it out. I'm gonna, okay, 348. Try that again.
I love this baby. I watch him crawl. I taught him. I need to grieve. Listen, I love this baby. I watch him crawl. I taught him how to walk. Baby, I grieve. Listen, I'm having a meltdown and I need to grieve. Listen, answer questions and I'm really sorry not to. And I'm not trying to answer questions and I'm really sorry.
Trying to catch it. She says something about the questions that they're asking.
You can put out a liar. You can put out liars.
And I'm not trying to answer questions and I'm really sorry. But I'm having a
Not really sure what she said there, but it's something about couldn't quite make it out. I don't want to misquote her, but then she says she's really sorry.
I need to grieve. Listen, I love this baby.
I need to grieve. And then she says, listen, I love this baby.
I watched him crawl.
I watched him crawl.
I taught him how to walk. I fed him his first food. Y'all don't
I think something about from the time he left the hospital to his first food. Not sure.
understand.
What's his favorite food?
Y'all don't understand.
Just please give me a chance.
Introducing garlic guajillo steak at Chipotle. It's a whole new dimension of flavor.
Shop a mix of seasonal trends and make every day more holiday. Make graphic, feel gilded, all with fast and free shipping. Style is what you make it. Make it yours at Johnson.
Okay.
What was his favorite food then?
That's all I have to say.
She wasn't crying that night. She wanted to come in the road and kick people's ass.
And I'm praying for each and every one of you. Because y'all, they're telling stories that y'all don't have all the facts to.
And tell us the facts.
Y'all don't have all the facts. Please. And somebody says, tell us the facts and we'll go home.
Oh, hey. But how come the camera's here now, but the camera wasn't here when Quinton disappeared?
All right, so.
What's wrong? He's got a question? I begged you.
Come to the road. Come to the road. Come to the road. One leg and I'll beat your ass, bitch. One fucking leg and you can.
Now, I don't know about you, but that's exactly what I would do. I would turn right back around and be like, really, you're going to threaten me? I mean, come on, people. Where in the hell did common sense go? If you're going to threaten somebody, what do you think they're going to do? I don't know. It's just too much. When it becomes too much, you have to use your common sense and know that it's time to stop. And when a person reaches that point at which they realize that, okay, this has gotten to be too much, it's okay to say so. Even if you've previously been totally gung-ho about it. Even if you are in complete support of other things, it is okay to call things how you see them. This could have been handled so much better. And if you're in charge, You just got to do better. This woman needed compassion. Not one person. I didn't hear one person offer any compassion. Nobody. And I know everybody's going to say we're the little creature that I just had on the screen. I just had that put up at the wrong moment. Sorry about that. We weren't there for compassion. We were there to try to crack her using pressure. What are you trying to crack from her? Do you think that she knows? If you think that she knows, do you think that you're law enforcement? Do you think you're going to get it out of her? It's just not helping. Because if you really think that they are drunk and using cocaine and are belligerent, do you guys want to get shot? Do you want to get beat up? Do you want it to get, I mean, it could get really, 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 really bad, y'all. If you think that they're a bunch of murderers and now you see that they're drunk and high, allegedly according to you, do you think it's a good idea to be there? I think that's when I would be like, okay, I think I'm going to leave now. I don't want to die. If I really believed that they were a bunch of murderers. You have to make that make sense. You don't walk into a situation willingly and then claim that you're scared for your life while threatening these people. Even when it's righteous anger, which this is not. I can understand a hell of a lot of anger toward Leilani. I get it. I totally get that. But this I don't understand.
No, 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 no. No.
So whoever said no, 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 thank you. Whoever you were, thank you. That was really good. I know you probably weren't able to actually go over to the other woman and tell her anything, but I don't know. I know you can't really tell people what to do, but that's why you have to have a plan in place when you do a protest and say, okay, here's our boundaries, here's what we can do, and here's what we can't do, you know? I led a protest and we had boundaries in place. And one of our boundaries was that we were probably going to be confronted by opposition. And we had rules in place as to what exactly we were going to do if that happened and what we couldn't do if that happened. And lo and behold, it happened. It happened. Our opposition came along and they come along and they try to bait you. They try to bait you to make you look like an idiot, to make you look like you're violent, to make you look like you're doing something wrong. So you have to have a plan in place to say, hey, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what's acceptable. Here's what's not. Because if you're leading something, it's all on you. It really, really is. Of the permits for my protests, they didn't have everybody else's names on them. They were all under my name. So I don't know. That's just me. This is my opinion. They were my babies, my protests. So I took them very seriously, and we would meet up before the protest, and I would lay out the rules. And the number one rule was, don't you lay your hands on anybody, and don't you threaten anybody. No. So the minute that this person made this threat of, one leg out in the street, I'm going to beat your ass, that person would have been gone. Period. Whether I agreed with her or not, free speech or not, whatever, I'm sorry, but it's time for you to go home. Have a good night. That way you're covered. You're covered because they broke the rule and they have to go. But I don't know what kind of rules may have been in place here either. I don't know. Wasn't my protest, not part of it. Didn't work with any of these people. Don't know. But all I know is that was just not cool. And it got a little worse here too.
No, you're gonna get arrested.
One leg and I scrub your ass, bitch. I have you dripping out this bitch like ketchup. Oh, this motherfucker, you mad.
Mom.
You know where that baby at? That's why you mad, bitch.
See? You know where that baby at. That's why you mad, bitch. She didn't even know who she was talking to. The woman in the blue shirt was not Leilani. And it's going over all of YouTube today that was Leilani. That was not Leilani in the blue shirt. Nobody knows if the woman in the blue shirt, for the record, nobody knows if she knows where baby Quinton is.
You running up like you gonna do something. You'll get punched tonight.
Y'all don't know anything.
I just need a chance to breathe. That's what I'm saying.
Lonnie, what you do to the baby?
Give us a minute.
Where's that baby?
You're one putting spot.
So when she said, give us a minute, the owner of this home, the owner of the property, just said, give us a minute. Why couldn't everybody just stop? Somebody there could have said, hey, yo, everybody just hang on. Because that's what I did when I was in charge of protests. When there needed to be a minute, I was able to get everybody to give a minute. I was able to take charge in that moment and say, hey, it's not that hard to get control. And there was only a few people there. You know how many people were at my protest? We had 1,500 people. And I was able to get everybody silent within about 3 minutes. It's not that hard.
Lights up.
We don't have prostitution charges. We don't have drug charges. No, she want to run out that gate and run back in. One person couldn't hold you the fuck back. One person couldn't. Listen, why you walk outside the gate? What the fuck them cameras was like when that baby got missing, but you could put up cameras now.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. Don't know what else happened. I'm going to pause this for just a second while I look, because this is pretty much as far as I got in the video myself. I just want to make a comment on that because it was pretty obvious who was who in the video. Okay. And this is as far as I've gotten in the video myself. I'm going to review the rest of it and I'll be right back. I'm just kind of curious about this right here. This person, and I'm not speaking disparagingly against anybody. I'm just curious, just a question. If anybody knows what this is, that the smoke, because I know she's burning something, right? And there's smoke going toward the fence or the house. Looks like it's going toward the fence. What is it that she's burning? Does anybody know? Yeah.
Justice for
Do you have any idea what that is that she's burning?
Quinton. They take the wrong kids, but they don't take the fuck.
And then they started to leave at that point. They were packing up. Okay, just a minute. Anyway, I'm just wondering what that was. If they're, were they burning some sage or I don't know.
gonna piss them off. They're squirming right now.
If it was
All right. Whew. Wow. Okay. So, y'all, I'm nearly speechless. That's just some of the saddest shit I've seen in a long time. You can take a situation. Oh man. You can take a situation and you can make it worse or you can make it better. Which you do can make a big difference. You know, I mean, I think that if you have an opportunity, my God, if I had an opportunity, if I was there, if I could speak to this grandmother, man, I could handle it so much better than this. My Lord. I just how is putting somebody in a cage, how is putting somebody in a corner going to get them to do what you want? But it never worked with me, I'll tell you that much. If you put me in a corner, if you put me in a cage, if you try to back me up against a wall, I'm going to come out fighting. I am going to get mad. I'm not going to back down. And I mean, this is Georgia, right? You're in the South. I'm in Oklahoma. It's very, very similar. Very similar. That wouldn't play out very well here either. In fact, here, whoever the woman was who went up and banged on the windows probably would have gotten shot immediately. And that person who shot them, there would have been no charges. I don't know about the law in in Georgia about stand your ground, but here we're stand your ground state, and it would have been completely justified. Probably would have been justified there too, whether or not they're stand the ground state. That would have been terrifying, I imagine. Go bang on somebody's windows. I don't know. That's just a good way to get shot or at least beat up. I don't know. I'd be terrified to go try something like that. Again, that goes back to rules of protest. Protest isn't a permit to protest, whether you have a permit or not. You're supposed to get a permit if you want law enforcement protection during your protest. Because if you get a permit, the way I have always done it, to get a permit means that you can't be asked to leave. You've got a permit. You've got a right to be there. So that's how I've always done it. So, and you have law enforcement will back you up and they will protect you. You become, their responsibility more so, than just, I don't know. It makes a difference. They know that you're taking your responsibility seriously, having a permit, and that's just the responsible way to handle having any kind of protest, in my opinion. So, but again, I know nothing about how any of these protests have been handled. I don't know anything about it. They may very well have everything that they need not say anything bad about any of them, okay? Not my business. I'm only talking about me. So anyway, I'm just talking about, behaviors. My opinion, if you want to get to, the truth and the facts of the matter, and you want to actually help resolve something, and, you want to find out where Quinton is, or you want to be an actual support to the family, and you want to get out, somebody's side in this case. Like when I heard about, what was going on, and I saw the details about Billy Joe and one of the grandchildren's names. Wow, I was like, man, we had so much in common with the bio children and the natural parents and the guardianship, and our ages are almost identical. And, she's only 4 years younger than me. And, I just, nobody has considered her perspective at all. And that's really sad. I'm really sorry that that hasn't happened. I think that she's been lumped in there with Leilani, and judged a little bit unfairly. And I think people are speaking for her who don't have her true best interests at heart. All I'll say. There are people that have, that's my friend reporting that post I put up on my community page. You see, I got haters too, because I'm not scared to stand up for the truth. No matter who you are, I will stand up for the truth. And so I got me, several haters. And boy, they love putting out videos about me. But I will continue to grow my channel. As you've noticed, I have changed my name. Been wanting to do that for a while. Hated having such a long name, but it's okay. They found me within 5 minutes, found my new name. And I mean, it's not like I was hiding, but I was really wanting more than 5 minutes apiece from these people, because you don't even know. They harass me all the time. Took 5 whole minutes to put up a new video about me with my new name. 5 minutes. That's how obsessed they are. And all I did was expose truth about them. Evidence that they have on the Kylie Rodney case. It's true. They have evidence. They thought they had a right to keep. You can't do that. But ooh, here comes this new YouTuber who thinks she knows it all, right? Well, you know what? None of us knows it all. None of us. I know a lot in some areas, and I know jack shit in others. We are all exactly the same. You, whoever's hearing this right now, I'm speaking to you. You know a lot in some areas, and you don't know jack shit in others. Just like me. We're all the same. There are people I know that have master's degrees who are dumber than a bag of rocks. And I know people who have 1,000 tattoos over their bodies who I would trust my babies with. And I know people who go to church 4 times a week who I wouldn't trust my dog with. People really got to get their common sense going a little more. And I'm just going to leave it at that. People are trusting the wrong people, and they are not trusting the right people. People get targeted, and it's not fair. People are you think they're trying to help you. Billy Joe. They're not. They're really, 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 really not, honey. Really not. And I am easily reached. This 80s girl at yahoo.com. I even have a phone number I can put up here that I made just for this purpose. That I will put out on my email. But yeah, see, I'm not afraid of anybody. I think that somebody's actual story should be put out there. I think that somebody deserves actual compassion and actual voice. And I think that these people need to be left alone. If I was doing this protesting, another reason why I have said, my God, I wish I could go down there, because I would get a whole bunch of people. I would be at the police headquarters. I would be making a lot of noise at the headquarters. I would be making a lot of noise at the state attorney general's office. There are more effective places that you could be at. You could be trying to speak with the family, but I don't think this is going to be really that effective. And I think that the channel hopping with the person who's claiming to want to help is kind of ironic. I'm going to put this video up, and then I'm going to continue this when I have my screen up on the next screen, okay? So this is a good time to pause so I can show you what I was working on earlier. Hello. I have a video from All right, now I have the Debbie Collier stuff up here. What were you looking for, Lady B? Oh, the Court TV stuff. Is my volume level okay? Seems kind of quiet on my computer. Oh, this is my volume. Okay, I'm good. All right, I'm going to update real quick on the Debbie Collier stuff, okay? Have you guys been following on the Debbie Collier, or should I have waited? Because I kind of wanted to chat just a little bit more about the protest stuff, but I think I've pretty much said everything I feel that I want to say on that. You know, I think I had my say. So on Debbie Collier, when this first happened, waiting for my file to pull up here because I have some notes.
I forgot I rebooted right before I came online. Here it is. All right. Okay, so yeah, it is a little low, isn't it? That's what I just said. I was like, I think my volume's kind of low. Is that better? Okay, I'm gonna try that. Why is it doing this to me? Is that better? Hang on, we'll get it again. Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Now did I go? Hello, hello. Now do I go? All right, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I think that's better now. Okay, so back when the Debbie Collier case first happened, when they first found her, oh, do I really? I sound like I'm using auto-tune right now. Grief. Hey, if I'm using auto-tune, maybe I can sing. Okay, testing. Hello, hello, hello. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. My dachshund has a first name. It's a Wesley A.R. My dachshund has a last name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. I don't sing. I don't sing unless I'm in the car or the shower. Because I can't carry a tune and a bucket with both hands. It's one thing I don't do. I don't care how many drinks I have. You ain't getting me up there to play karaoke. Is my audio okay now, though? Okay. So very early on, right after I heard about the Debbie Collier case, checked it out on YouTube, checked it out on Facebook, looked at the crime scene photos, and oh, Miss, wait, oh. Yes, I sang for you. So I looked at the photos and um, having been in a lot of homeless camps looking for my son back in the day, I do have a homeless, not now, he's not now. I do have an addict son. Years ago, he used to disappear, and I'd go looking for him. And I would go to, homeless areas looking for him. Every time I'd hear that they'd find, a dead body on the news, it was horrible. Those are my two biggest memories of hearing on the news, they found a body down by the river, and I'd have to call the police station and tell them, who I was and ask for a description, of what they found. It was awful.
And but that was the choice that he made, you know. Murder what you find. On Bobby, who's Bobby Joe's channel? You were trying to help, but we didn't see you? What do you mean? No, I guess we didn't see you. What, how are you trying to help? So early on, I had noticed that in some of the crime scene photos, and you can see, you know, the melted materials all around, and one of them is a plastic melted bottle. And if you look closely at the bottle, I'm going to pull up a photo so you can see it. If you look closely at this bottle, let me pull it up. Let me read this headline real quick. Debbie Collier case, the investigators are now thinking that it may not be a homicide. And I found that very interesting because, you know, we spent all this time thinking that it was the daughter and or the boyfriend. And I wasn't thinking that myself too much, but because I had my own theory. And yeah. But if you go back and you look at this photo, did that show up on your screen, guys? As part of the melted bottle on the left, and then see all those little white particles? There's more on the left and then sprinkled around. And then underneath you can see some of the melted bottle as well as some plastic. You can Google it as well. You can do a little research on what's called shake and bake. But yeah, you can see the top of the bottle, the mouth of the bottle. So what I believed happened earlier on, I can't believe they just left this out there. This was left on the ground because they thought that she was murdered. I wonder if anybody ever went back and got this. But that the little dots all around, and you can see quite a bit in several areas, like chunks of it, but that's actually crystal meth, partially cooked crystal meth. Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah, they're saying that I don't think the police actually said that. They just think that it's not homicide. They're pretty sure that it's not homicide. So it took me back to my original theory. When you see this, you know, super quickly melted material, like you do here, right next to the melted bottle, and then you just kind of, you know what I know about the homeless camps. I personally think that she was either doing it herself, which is kind of unlikely, or she was meeting somebody out there and they were supposed to go to that rehab. This was my theory, that she'd met somebody out there and she was going to walk them over to the rehab because it was right next door. Literally, the rehab was right there. Do I have it on this screen? I'll show you how close she was to the rehab. So as you can see in this photo, no, I really don't think that it was her. I think she was meeting somebody there to take them next door to check in. The red circle is the rehab and the white circle is where they found her. I mean, actually the vehicle. Right between, a little to the right, is where she was. Exactly. Right. She didn't die from the burning. Do you know what she probably died from? Just because I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm just telling you my theory based on my personal experience with these kind of things. What happens in these cases is very, very common. You can actually Google it and look and you'll be like, oh, okay, yep. You can actually see photos of other people that this has happened to, and it looks very, very much the same. So I wish, this is one bad thing about this program. You can't see my mouse. The red circle was the rehab, the white circle is the vehicle. Pretty much right in between them is where she was located. The sound is weird again. I'll turn down my volume. So is that better? So that's where she was. Get that out of the way. And you've all seen all of the crime scene photos. I'll pull up the other photo again here. So if you look really close, which I can point. Yes, that's what they do. They cook it. Oh, that's my fault. I haven't explained how the shake and bake thing works. Of course, I've never done it. I am, excuse me, I am an 80s teenager. I was raised in the just say no generation. I said no. I was a good girl. And I have never even done pot. So I don't know anything about this stuff. But I do know how to use Google. And I looked it up, and I did have a lot of experience with finding this stuff in my son's stuff when he was an older teenager. And he became an addict, and he gave up everything for meth. It was terrible. Oh, sounds like when you turn your head, we lose sound. Okay. A torch lighter, correct. So what they do is you buy all the supplies that you need. Not gonna list the ingredients, but yeah, you can buy all the ingredients you need pretty much anywhere. You would take a plastic bottle, put your ingredients in that, and then what they do is they just kind of shake it all up, and then they sit it somewhere where it's gonna get a little bit of sunlight. And then it just kind of bakes it. The sun, kind of bakes it. And I don't know how long they leave it there, but they just leave it there for a little bit. And then they check it. Often, I think the articles that I read, like 50, it's almost a 50-50 shot of that bottle exploding if you open it too soon, or you handle it. If you mishandle that bottle, it can explode. Okay, so it's fine. So if you look at the little white crystals, I've just seen it a lot. Socks, I've seen it a lot. I worked with medication administration. We would have to look for this in patients' belongings. I saw this a lot with my son. The little white crystals, there's chunks in there, and I can see the dust. I don't know how to explain it to you. I just know what it looks like. There's it appears to be there's the plastic from the bottle. You can see the neck of the bottle. No, I've never done anything. I've never even smoked pot, but I do know what this stuff looks like. Never used any kind of nothing. I've always been I came from the dare to say no generation. Nancy Reagan scared me to death, and that whole frying pan with the egg thing, it worked on me. This is your brain, and then the egg. This is your brain on drugs. That worked. That was very effective for me. Yeah, I think it's because I'm moving away from my laptop over. I was trying to lean into the other computer to look at the photo. Yes, and the burns. So they put the ingredients in the bottle and they shake it up and then they put it in the sun. They set it down. But if you pick it up too soon or you mishandle the bottle, it can explode. Now, it doesn't always start a fire, according to what I looked up. But if it does start a fire, sometimes it can during just the cooking process part of it. It can start a fire, but it's usually like a flash fire. And in that case, what it would do is it would go up. So that would explain the burns and the soot in her nostrils. The last article that just came out from Fox Nation also included the detail that I hadn't seen before, that she had soot up inside her nostrils. So she breathed smoke. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be like the cheapest way you could possibly do it, but it's also the most dangerous. It's like a 50-50 shot of the bottle exploding. So it's incredibly freaking stupid that people do it. My theory is that she went out there to meet somebody to take them to rehab. They may have been doing this when she got there, and maybe she tried to take the bottle away from them, not knowing what I just told you about, if you mishandle it, it can explode, and it may have exploded. Yes. Yes, Adria. And soot inside her nostrils. So, and as far as burns, I don't know about y'all, but women around our age, I mean, she was 11 years older than me, but what could have killed her is not the fire, but the poison of the drug on her skin. If you get crystal meth liquid on your skin, it'll go right into you. So that can kill you alone, especially if she wasn't a drug user and got it on her hands in the process of it exploding. So yeah, she had the chemical burns, right? But there was also a source of high heat, a very quick source of high heat. So something exploded, but it was a very quick explosion. I think it exploded during the cooking process. But like I said, I don't think it was hers. I think it was somebody else's and she walked over there and saw it. Or she could have picked up a bottle. They always say if you're out walking and you see a bottle sitting somewhere, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Because it could have been sat there by a homeless person to cook. So yeah, I've made sure I say that. Yeah, I know it is hard to see, but if you've seen it, you just know what it looks like. Let's see here. Back to my notes. So way back when this first started, was it October 5th? I have to go back to the article. After looking at all of this, I was pretty convinced that that's what it was, but they were saying that it was murder. Hello, Laura Zapata, how are you? So I posted my theory and people were like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then the murder thing came out and everybody forgot all about this. But I'm thinking that that's probably what they're going to come out now and say that it was. So you watch and see. But I'd really like to know why in the hell the whole area was not surrounded by caution tape and gone over, with a fine tooth comb, and why all of this was left behind if it was. It's just crazy. It's so sad that so much was left behind. Anyway, yes, I do encourage you if you do follow the Debbie Collier case to just go Google that. I think I used the search terms shake and bake, shake and bake meth. I think that's the search term that I used, and it pulled up everything. But yeah, it's pretty scary. And they did say that they were going to have the full, information and everything available after her celebration of life. So now we just wait for that. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. Put that back up. It's raining today. She was bounced up into septic. Yeah, that's possible, Adrian, for sure. The stuff didn't reappear until it dried down. I know a lot of people, even the gloves that were all over the scene, a lot of people thought that those belonged to emergency personnel. They did not. They were there already. And people that do like cook their own stuff, they use gloves because they don't want it to get in their skin. I'm just saying. I think that's what it is. But I could be wrong. I don't know. You would think that if she was going to unalive herself, she would have done something a lot better than that. It doesn't make any sense. I personally think that the Venmo and her death are completely different events, unrelated to each other. I just have a feeling that they're not even related. I don't think that the Venmo being sent meant anything in relation to her death. Do you guys, anybody agree with me or not? Just what I've always thought. I didn't always think that, but now that we've come back to, the police have come back to, like, it's not murder. And they haven't yet figured out the Venmo, and they didn't mention anything about it in the last statement. I'm thinking it's unrelated. Okay, my explanation for that was they aren't going to let me go because she was right there at the rehab, right? They aren't going to let me go tour the facility without so-and-so with me. So here's the money. I think the money was supposed to be for Andrew. I do. Or she could have been talking about her job. Right, Adrian. Absolutely. But I thought that it meant they aren't going to let me go. So here, you take the money because $2,385 is $475 divided by 5. That's 5 months stay at that exact rehab right next door. Do you think that's a coincidence? They didn't say if she had any cash on her. She could have had, $500 cash on her. But I did call the Victory Home rehab next door. And again, I'll show you this picture. If you look where she was, she's right there. Right there to the left of the red circle is the thrift store. And so she came from the bottom of the screen, right? She came up from the, she came up from the bottom of the screen. That's right. Okay. Originally, I had to remember which way she'd come from. She came from the top, went all the way down to the dollar store, and then she came back to this location with those items, which was really weird because she passed this once and came back with that stuff, and nobody knows if she stopped here before and maybe talked to somebody. But I called that rehab, and it's $475 a month for a man. They only take men anyway. $475 a month. 475 times 5 is exactly $23.75. Put in $10 for commissary. If somebody's going to be there for a while and they might need, ramen or something or underwear to get them started. If they needed anything at all, toothpaste or, apparently they have the thrift store that the guys can buy things from if they want things. No, it was further than she backtracked. Yeah, I can't remember her exact route, but that's where she ended up. I had it somewhere on my computer, her exact, where they think she, went. I know they recently discovered she'd gone to Chick-fil-A. They wondered if she'd eaten. And they finally found the surveillance. And it appeared she was acting completely normal there too. I don't think she had any idea anything was going to be happening. Even after she sent the Venmo, I think she just simply turned her phone off. So I think maybe She sent the money to Amanda to pay for Andrew's rehab, and she figured that her husband was going to find out, right? So she turned off her phone so he wouldn't bother her. Well, that's something I would do. That's just something I would do too. Like if I was going to help out one of my kids and I didn't want to be hassled about it, I would just turn my phone off. Actually, let me pull up the article and I'll see. I think it was before the Dollar General. Let's look. No, it was before before the Family Dollar. It says Collier was last seen alive at Friday at a Family Dollar store on September 10th, purchasing several items that were found burned near her remains. She also stopped by a Chick-fil-A restaurant before that. So it was Chick-fil-A, then the Family Dollar store, then the location. And then this photo, it took me a while to realize what this photo was. Just wait for it to come up on the screen. And that's the tree that they had to cut down. And right over there in the little brushy area was where she was. I haven't heard anything about an IHOP. It says on the police website that it was a Chick-fil-A right before she went to her Family Dollar. All right. So that is it. That is all I have for today. We went over all of the texting stuff with Billy Joe. I don't even know if her last name is Howell. I found documentation that it's Betterton. I don't know. Really don't know. Let's see. Yep, I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. No, I don't. No, I think I read somewhere the police had to cut it out to get her out with the stretcher. I heard they had to cut it to get the stretcher in there. I don't know why. That's what I read in the article. The police had cut the tree, which is weird because the piece that you see on the ground and the one that you see in the ground are two completely different trees, right? Or are they?
pretty weird. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna go. Next time I'll hook up my cameras. And I know there's a way to add, StreamYard and stuff in here. I just haven't hooked that up. So I'll work on that tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna go on to bed. I missed what you said. Picture. Am I going in and out now? Oh, the tree picture was cut to allow IMSA to get the stretcher in there to get Debbie out. Was my audio okay that time? I know, right, Adria? That's kind of what I thought. All right, well, you guys have a good night, okay? I'm gonna head to bed. And tomorrow I'll put this in a regular video format without all this stuff. And the reaction video that I have of the protest, I have that already as a separate video that I'm gonna upload. So thank you guys for being here. I do have an outro as well that I'll play. Thank you, Delta's girl. You rock so hard. I love you. You guys have a great night. Do you know what time you're going live? I kind of like going live around in the evening time. And in the let's see. I know 10 o'clock in the evening is good for me because like all my family stuff is done. Little girl's in bed and I can chill. And then in the daytime, like when she's at school. So anytime in the daytime is good for me too. Don't like to do stuff when she's here because she's always needing me. And I don't want to be, I see it a lot. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to say anything bad, but I see it a lot. Like the ones who, I don't want to say anything. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I like to be there when she's here. I like to be there for her when she's home and off school. I'll have my phone, and I'll be hanging out with her and I'll check, Exactly. Thank you, Lady V. I see, true crime people talking about gruesome stuff and the kids are walking around in the background. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously, it makes me mad. And like, I heard just last night on one where she was going, so she's been doing it so much that she said her husband has had to take over pretty much all of the mom stuff. And I'm like, what? No. First of all, my husband, he's great and everything. He's a wonderful cook. He does probably most of our cooking only because he is so dang good at it. I have my stuff that I like to cook and my times that I like to cook. But like dinner is he's so good at cooking dinner.
So he usually does dinner. But everybody has their roles for family, right? But if he had to like take over stuff that I do because I was on here, no. Yeah, I'm not like talking about anybody. I'm not gonna say names, Delta. I'm just saying I heard that happen. That somebody was, saying that, you can always hear them, kids in the room when they're talking about bodies and then they're always on here, so their spouses are having to take over for, their spending time with their children. So I just don't want to do that. So, um, I prefer to do my stuff like when mine's at school or after she goes to bed. And then in the evening time when she's here, I can be, like checking YouTube and stuff like that, but I don't do too much. My family would stop everything if I was available. And what do you mean? Send me a message, Adria. My email is on my about page. And at the beginning of the chat, were you picking up what I was putting down on the red arrow thingy? Oh, I got you, socks. Yeah. Oh, and no, Adria. Oh, yes. I'm glad you picked that up. Glad you picked that up. Welcome back, Murder Candy. Hey, Murder Candy, were you still um do you do well, we need to just chat me on Messenger because I have a question about graphics. Put it that way. But not tonight because I'm going to bed. But don't forget, Avery, message me on Messenger tomorrow about graphics because I have a question. Tell me, hey, you tell me that you have a question about graphics, and then I'll remember. Okay, been looking for it. What have you been looking for? Oh, yes, you need a decoder. Yeah. Well, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Me too, Adrian. Did you like that though? My sound is not going. My sound is not going, is it? Can you hear me? I can maybe type again, huh? Ah, okay. Just messing with me, aren't you? Yes, get a decoder ring. When you're in these lives, all you're not being develop your spidey senses. Yes, exactly. Yep. All right, guys, I'm tired. I am far off. I'm fixing to go to bed. Yes, I was just leaning back stretching. I'm gonna figure out how to, I mean, I know how to put the cameras on there, but I want to figure out how to get my cell phone as my second camera, but over in the window. I think that's gonna be so pretty if it's sitting over in the window. I wasn't messing. I've changed headphones. Thought it was me. Oh, I don't know. But I'm starting to yawn, and I gotta get up with my girl in the morning. So I will be back in the morning. I'm thinking though, as far as lives, um, like what time in the daytime? I know there's only a few here left right now, but oh, you weren't messing with me. Okay. What daytime time is good for you guys for a live, for like an hour long live or 30 minutes or something like that? Like an hour. People usually do like an hour. Because I noticed that most people do one in the daytime and one at night. I just don't know if it's even necessary to do that. Okay, Delta Scroll. Yeah, see, most people. Okay. Lunchtime. Alrighty, I'll figure something out. I've got some videos that I'm working on that are not going to be lives, just videos. So I've been working on those too in my oh so spare time. So hopefully I get those done the next day or so. Get them up. So anyway, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you later. I'm going to hit my outro now. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to my mods.
Bye.